Alright guys, what's going on? This is Black River Rider. We are at a Indian dealer event, and there's also Triumph here, so I'm looking forward to trying those too. But we're at Coastal Iron in Murrells Inlet. I'm gonna show some more pictures of the dealership and stuff in a minute. But they got a demo truck here. For the first bike, we're gonna try, make sure I don't get run over, is the Challenger. So this is the Indian Challenger. Pretty nice looking bike. I love that blue on it, that like pastel blue. Real nice looking bike, but it's a self-guided tour, so we're about to hop on this and take it out for a little spin. This is just my, this is just a first ride, so it's not really a review. This is just more what it's going to be like, Okay, nice. It's not a lot of vibration, so that's good. Okay, so sport. It's in sport mode right now. Okay, we're gonna leave that on sport. Let me go ahead and drop this so I don't get hit in the eyes by some bugs. We're gonna go ahead and pop it in to first. Make sure all my pockets are zipped up real quick. This is so comfortable already. Man, that transmission is really nice. Oop, oops. Just broke the mirror. Alright, so it's kind of a short, I think it's a fairly short, demo, but it's really awesome that I can just go by myself. Okay. Yeah, we'll just wait for a second. Yeah, hear that thing. Man, sounds good, don't it? Oh yeah, she's pretty too. Ooh. This thing gets up, man. Let me close my helmet for a second. Oh, it handles really nice too. Look at that. Oh yeah. I like that. No effort at all. It sounds like a freaking beast. I don't know if maybe this is stock exhaust. I'll have to look after I get back off the bike, but the clutch is really nice. It's very direct feeling. It's fairly light, for a cruiser like this. Transmission. The transmission is very, like, it really hammers into gear. That's really nice, actually. And I think the clutch is about the perfect weight. Like, that's not a heavy clutch at all compared to, like, a Harley clutch, which I'm planning on riding that later today. I'm going to hit Indian, Triumph, and I'm going to try to do Harley. So, it's third gear right here. Shift to second. Gets up, buddy. Yeah, this is just a little neighborhood, so I'm not trying to fly through here. Might be some little kids out and around, I'm sure this thing will stop really good, but oh, the ride's good. The seat's very comfortable. Brakes feel pretty good. We're about to try the brakes here in just a little bit. I think it's got 6 gears. Yeah, got 6 gears. Okay. Man, this is smooth for a cruiser, dude. This has got to be the smoothest cruiser I have ever rode yet. God this is so smooth. The transmission is just, I have no word to describe it. You have to ride this thing to see. Transmission is amazing. It feels so good. Now, he said I'm going to be coming up to a dead end down here where I got to turn around. But it's like, the best way I can describe it is it feels like a notched transmission like you would have in a sports car or something. Like a gated transmission. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Probably let's see. Okay, there we go. So I'm getting a little bit of wind buffeting. So look at that, man. It's got a built-in little electric windshield right there. That's really nice. And I can still see through it just fine. You know, some windshields are kind of too curved or at too much of an angle where it kind of makes the road look weird. But this one doesn't really have that weird optical effect. It just, you know, it's almost like you're just looking right over it, but you're looking through it. That's nice right there. I like that a lot. Okay, here's where he was talking about. Let's see, third gear, second gear. Okay, I think I'm just going to turn around right here. Oh, it sounds so good. Now, this is a liquid cooled engine too. It's putting out about 130 horsepower. I think it's like 128 specifically, but it's a I can't remember the cubic inches on it. I want to say it's a 107 or somewhere around there. So maybe about 1700 cc's. There's a lot of bikes I'm trying to ride today, so you know, stay tuned for those. But it's a lot to remember in my head, all the specs of like freaking 10 different bikes, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's got 122 pounds of torque, I believe, too. So a very healthy amount of power, you know. Oh, you could ride this thing all day long, dude. All day long. This blue is gorgeous too. That pastel blue like that, I like that. Man, I kind of like this more than I do the Harleys I rode, which I hadn't rode you know, like a new Road Glide yet. I'm planning on doing that later, so stay tuned for that if I'm able to get it. Then I can kind of give it a comparison of riding both in the same day, you know what I mean? But I really like this. It's just kind of a short test ride, you know. I'm not able to do really much highway riding and stuff, but you know, you got speakers built in. That's really nice. Not that I would listen to music probably unless I was out on a long highway stint, you know. I guess it would be fine on that. But man, this is nice right here, and this is really nice. And there's just enough airflow. There's just enough airflow like on my legs to make it feel good. And I'm getting a little bit through there to just, you know, a little bit on my chest to keep me from getting too hot. Ooh, it just has a mean sound to it, man. It's like all growly and stuff. It reminds me of the Harley Heritage that I rode. It had like a lion's growl to it. I don't know if it had, you know, like stock exhaust on it or not at the time, but these big V-twin motors like this just sound mean, dude. Oh, I scraped the floorboard, or maybe the crash bars a little bit. Uh-oh. It'll be okay. It's a demo bike, you know. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. She'll get up. That was just, I think, third gear maybe. but it does have traction control. It does have a 6-axis IMU unit, so for cornering ABS and cornering traction control and that kind of thing. So it's a very modern cruiser, very modern, very nice. Has all the new, you know, rider aids and that kind of thing. I think Harley could take a cue from Indian for that, which I think they are with some of their newer bikes like the Sportster S and, you know, definitely the Livewire and some bikes like that. But yeah, this is really nice. I wouldn't change the exhaust on this either. It's got a good volume to it without being too loud. You know, I don't have earplugs in, but I do have a full face helmet on. It's got a good volume to it without being obnoxious. Sounds so good. All right, bring it right along right here. All right, we'll leave it in gear. All right, and turn it off. Cool. All right, yeah, check that out. She's pretty though. Got a nice look to it. Oh, I don't want to trigger my emergency stuff. But yeah, good looking motorcycle. Look at the engine a little bit. Looks good. I already showed you what it looks like from the front, but yeah, got nice little fins right there, you know, to deflect the wind a little bit. But cool. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it was kind of short, but I'm just going to be cranking these out. I'm going to try the FTR next, I think, somewhere down there, and do some Triumphs next. So yeah, stay tuned.